What if I told you that the biggest mistake most dog owners make before leaving home is something they do out of love, and that this mistake may be creating hours of stress, anxiety, and emotional discomfort for their dog every single day without them realizing it? Most people assume that separation anxiety begins after they close the front door and drive away, but according to canine behavior experts, the process often starts much earlier, sometimes several minutes before the owner even leaves the house. The truth is that your dog is constantly gathering information from your behavior, your movement, your tone of voice, your energy, and even your breathing patterns. Long before you touch your keys or put on your shoes, your dog is already reading the situation and trying to predict what will happen next. And here is the surprising part. Many dogs know their owner is about to leave before the owner consciously realizes they are preparing to go. That may sound impossible, but when you understand how sensitive dogs are to routine and body language, it starts to make perfect sense. In today's video, we are going to explore 5 science-backed techniques that can dramatically change how your dog experiences being left alone. These techniques are simple. They require very little time. They cost almost nothing, yet they can completely transform the emotional experience your dog has every time you leave home. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final technique is one of the most overlooked causes of anxiety in dogs, and correcting it often produces surprisingly fast results. Before we discuss the solutions, we first need to understand the real problem. Imagine you are sitting peacefully in your home, and suddenly everyone around you starts acting differently. People begin moving faster. Their voices change. Their attention shifts away from you. Objects begin disappearing into bags. Doors start opening and closing. You may not know exactly what is happening, but you would probably sense that something important is about to occur. That is very similar to what many dogs experience before their owners leave. The difference is that dogs do not analyze situations through logic and language. Instead, they analyze situations through emotional signals and environmental patterns. Their brains are constantly asking one very simple question: am I safe right now? Every observation they make helps them answer that question. When you rush around looking for your wallet, your dog notices. When you become distracted and stop engaging naturally, your dog notices. When your movements become hurried and your attention becomes focused elsewhere, your dog notices. Nothing escapes their attention. Unfortunately, many owners unknowingly send signals that something stressful is happening. Then, just as the dog's nervous system becomes activated, the owner disappears. The dog is left alone with an elevated state of alertness and no way to understand why. This often becomes the foundation of separation-related behaviors. Some dogs bark excessively. Some pace around the house. Some chew furniture. Some scratch doors and windows. Others become unusually quiet while experiencing internal stress that owners never see. What makes this especially frustrating is that many owners believe these behaviors are signs of disobedience. In reality, they are often signs of anxiety. The good news is that the same system that creates stress can also create calm. The final moments before departure can become an opportunity to communicate safety rather than uncertainty. Let's begin with the first technique. The first technique is something I like to call the calm connection ritual. Most owners fall into one of two extremes before leaving. They either ignore their dog completely or they overwhelm their dog with attention. Neither approach is ideal. Dogs do not necessarily need excitement before separation. What they need is emotional stability. About 2 minutes before leaving, slow yourself down intentionally. Walk toward your dog at a relaxed pace. Allow your face to soften naturally. Release tension in your shoulders. Take a slow breath. Then make gentle eye contact with your dog for several seconds. Do not stare intensely. Do not try to create a dramatic emotional moment. Simply acknowledge their presence in a calm and confident way. After several seconds, gently break eye contact and continue with your routine. This may seem insignificant to a human observer. However, dogs are experts at reading subtle social signals. When your behavior communicates calmness, their nervous system often begins to mirror that state. Researchers have repeatedly observed that dogs are highly influenced by the emotional state of their owners. Stress can be contagious, but calmness can be contagious too. That brings us to the second technique. The second technique focuses on physical tension. Most people think anxiety exists only in the mind. In reality, anxiety affects the entire body. Humans experience tight shoulders, clenched jaws, and muscle tension during stressful periods. Dogs experience similar physical responses. Many anxious dogs carry tension throughout their chest, shoulders, neck, and paws. Unfortunately, most owners respond with quick pats on the head. While affectionate, this type of contact usually does little to reduce physical stress. Instead, spend 30 seconds applying slow and gentle touch. Try softly massaging the area between your dog's front toes. You can also use slow circular movements around the chest where the front legs connect to the body. Move slowly. Move deliberately. Avoid excitement. The goal is not stimulation. The goal is relaxation. As muscle tension begins to decrease, the nervous system often follows. This creates a calmer foundation before you leave. Now we arrive at the third technique, and this is where many loving owners accidentally create problems. The dramatic goodbye. Think about what many people do before leaving. They kneel down. They hug their dog repeatedly. They use emotional voices. They say things like, "I am so sorry, be good," or "I will miss you." While these actions come from affection, they can unintentionally communicate that something important and concerning is about to happen. Remember that dogs interpret emotional intensity differently than humans. A highly emotional farewell may signal that separation is a significant event worth worrying about. That is why behavior specialists often recommend boring departures. And yes, boring is exactly what we want. The more ordinary the departure feels, the more ordinary it becomes in your dog's mind. Use a simple phrase. Say it calmly. Then leave. Do not hesitate. Do not return for one last cuddle. Do not reopen the door because you feel guilty. Every extra emotional moment can reinforce anticipation and uncertainty. Predictability builds confidence. Confidence reduces anxiety. Now let's discuss the fourth technique. This technique relies on one of the most powerful senses your dog possesses, their sense of smell. Humans experience the world primarily through vision. Dogs experience the world primarily through scent. Your scent provides information that goes far beyond simple recognition. It communicates familiarity. It communicates safety. It communicates connection. One easy strategy is to leave a recently worn shirt, sweatshirt, or blanket near your dog's favorite resting area. The item should carry your natural scent. Freshly washed clothing is often less effective because much of the familiar scent has been removed. For many dogs, a scent item acts as a reassuring reminder that their trusted person still exists and will eventually return. Studies have shown that familiar scents can reduce stress indicators in many animals. This is especially helpful for sensitive dogs, rescue dogs, and dogs with a history of instability. Now we reach the fifth and final technique. And for some dogs, this may be the most important one of all. The sound environment. Most owners understand that complete silence is not always ideal. As a result, they often leave a television or radio playing. The intention is good. The execution is often flawed. Television programs contain unpredictable sounds. Commercials suddenly become louder. Action scenes contain explosions, sirens, shouting, dramatic music, and unexpected noises appear without warning. Each sudden sound can trigger a startle response. If nobody is present to help the dog relax afterward, the nervous system may remain activated. Instead of resting peacefully, the dog stays alert. This cycle can continue for hours. The better option is predictable audio, soft classical music, gentle instrumental sounds, nature recordings, or calming playlists specifically designed for dogs. The key is consistency. When the auditory environment remains stable, the nervous system has fewer reasons to remain vigilant. Now imagine combining all 5 of these techniques into a single routine. A calm emotional connection, gentle physical relaxation, a boring and predictable departure, a comforting scent anchor, and a stable sound environment. Together, these signals create a powerful message. Nothing dangerous is happening. Nothing unusual is happening. Everything is okay. Over time, your dog begins collecting evidence. Every successful departure becomes another piece of proof that being alone is safe. Eventually, many dogs stop anticipating danger altogether. Instead of spending hours managing anxiety, they begin spending more time resting comfortably. And that is the ultimate goal. Not distracting your dog from fear, not temporarily masking anxiety, but helping your dog develop genuine confidence and emotional security. Because when a dog truly believes that your departure is safe and temporary, everything changes. Their body relaxes, their mind relaxes, their behavior improves, and the time they spend alone becomes just another normal part of their day rather than an experience filled with uncertainty and stress. So the next time you prepare to leave home, remember that the final few minutes matter far more than most people realize. Small changes can create a completely different emotional experience for your dog. And sometimes, those small changes are all it takes to turn anxiety into confidence and loneliness into peace.